all around the world, including Canada, plus the USA, areas of Long Island, plus the New York five boroughs of Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens, and Brooklyn and Queens. This is your host with the most G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, aka the Gregonator, aka Rookie Podcaster of Queens, New York. And you're now rocking with the second episode of Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast. That's right, episode two. Episode two. Now, in case you didn't know, there's a video of my first episode on my page, which is twitch.tv/G Money Stacks 555 Queens, New York. Now, if you missed that episode, you're more welcome to actually check it out, see what you think. I want to hear your thoughts after this. Okay. In today's episode, this is a great show for you today. We got some reviews that we're gonna do for music artists. In case anybody doesn't know what Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast is about, it's basically a review show about music artists. Um, you have your movies, and then you have your TV shows. That's what we're doing today. So so the first artist I'd like to review is Lloyd Banks. Now, before I get to his new album, I like to go over some singles from the first album, Hunger for More. Now when it came out, this came out in 2004. The time I was in Florida, and when I first heard the two singles, On Fire and I'm So Fly made me want to be able to inspired to be doing some shopping for some clothes. Being fresh to death, being able to not get laughed at, not just for school, but you know, you try not to do too much, but keep it simple. Um so On Fire, right? So the song went gold in the US R&B, US rap, um Aus- Australia, Germany, Ireland, um New England, the UK, you just name it. Now, I'm So Fly, 102 in the US, 32 in the US R&B charts, 21 US rap as well. Um, Now I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because to the I want to get to the new album that I just got a chance to listen to. So let me just get to the let me get to hold on. Let's get to the other albums. So let's see. We have we have Rotten Apple. So Rotten Apple is the second studio album by American rapper Lloyd Banks, released October 10th, 2006 via G Unit and Interscope. The title of the album is a play on the New York City nickname, the Big Apple. The album cover also resembles the cover of the film King of New York. Now, let's get to all right. So the background is like this. The Big Withdrawal was originally intended to be Lloyd Banks' second album. However, two women Banks had a menage Menage a Trois in 2005 leaked an unmastered copy of the album he had left at their home. The album was scrapped, and soon after Banks began working on Rotten Apple. The album featured guest appearances from 50 Cent, Tony Yayo, Young Buck, Rakim, Scarface, Mobb Deep, Tazzy Maniac, um, 8 Ball, Carrie Hilson, and Music Soul Child. Production on the album was provided by Eminem, Needles, Shy Money XL, Young Lord, Ron Browse, Havoc, and Ninth Wonder. Banks stated that he wanted to show the darker side of New York City and allow listeners to hear what it was like growing up in South Jamaica, Queens. Now, according to the review sources, Metacritic is 51/100. So review score source all music 3.5 stars. Entertainment Weekly D+. Los Angeles Times 3 stars. Now 2 stars. The Phoenix 2.5 stars. Rap Reviews 8.5/10. Rolling Stone 3 stars. Stylist Magazine C-, and Vibe 3.5 stars. Oh boy. All right. The album so far has a score of 51 out of 100 from Metacritic, based on mixed or average reviews. Rolling Stone, even Serpic gave it 3 out of 5 stars and said that Eminem, Mobb Deep's Havoc, and a host of G-Unit regulars produced an album's worth of chunky, ominous beats to fit Banks' foul mood, but it runs a little thin over 16 tracks. All Hip Hop gave it a score of 3.5 stars out of 5 and said that it was primed to remind folks what crew controlled the game before his hiatus. DJ Booth gave it 3 stars out of 5 and said it doesn't offer the same amount of high energy bangers. Subsequently, the label is now left to wonder what would have been if their decision on a lead single was different from the jump off. But Double XL gave it a L/Double XL, the equivalent of 3 stars out of 5, and said, not falling far from 50's platinum rooted tree. Rotten Apple is fertilized with potent doses of sonic strength and catchy hooks. But overall, it isn't the new massacre that shake New York hip hop down to its core. All Music David Jeffries gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars and said that the highlights are way high, but the album as a whole is fans only. Hip Hop DX gave it a similar score of 2.5 stars out of 5 and said, much like Banks rapping, the beats just plod along. It is easy to expect less from some of his less talented G-Unit brethren, but Banks has shown himself to be capable of a lot. Minus a few moments where he shines, this album is as rotten as the city. After 5 weeks of sales, the album was at number 71 on the Billboard charts, with 15,000 copies sold that week and 250,000 copies sold total. Despite not being certified in the United States, the album managed to achieve gold status in Canada. Oh boy. Damn, that sucks. So commercial performance debuting at number 3 with 143,000. Banks fell more than 40,000 albums short of a chart-topping repeat. The album fell to number 15 the following week with sales of 49,000 in its third week. The album sold 25,000. In its fourth week, the album sold 19,000 to land at number 40 number 43 on the album chart. In its fifth week, the album sold 15,000 to land at number 71 on the charts. As of January 2017, the album has sold over 600,000 total copies. I'm not gonna go over the track listings, but we'll go over the well, I don't think there's any certifications, but let's see. All right, enough about that. I want to go to before I even go to the course of the ineditable. Let's go over the hunger for more too. Okay. So The Hunger for More 2 is the third studio album by American rapper Lloyd Banks, released on November 22nd, 2010 through G Unit Records and EMI. Okay. All right. Using Twitter, Lloyd Banks originally stated that the album was called The Hunger for More 2. It was known whether the album name was official or not. The title of the album was later confirmed by 50 Cent in an interview with MTV News. The album was thought to be possibility released under Interscope by a new contract of the label and the rapper. Also, the Interscope chairman, Jimmy Levine, revealed that he wants to sign the rapper to Interscope again, and he asked label mate 50 Cent, "What can I do to sign Lloyd Banks again?" Banks has said that he is willing to re-sign, but only if Interscope is willing to issue an apology for doubting him. On August 13th, 2010, Banks said this about his upcoming album, end quote. When I wrote The Hunger for More, I took my whole life and tried to squeeze all those experiences into one album. You've got your whole life to make your first album, and you can't get it all out in 14 songs. There are a lot of similarities between The Hunger for More and The Hunger for More 2. One, the fact that I made both of these albums without any distractions or input from the label or anyone else for that matter. Two, the energy feels the same. Banks announced that his album would be released under G Unit Records and EMI. After the album was released, Lloyd Banks stated that he completed the one album deal with EMI and he was a free agent again. In an interview on Global Grind Live, he stated that he had worked with Justice League on the project. In relation to this statement, a song leaked entitled "Don't Deserve You," which was produced by Justice League. All right. Title and cover. The album is named after Lloyd Banks' first album, Hunger for More. He said he wants to regain the success of that he led with his first album. The album over was released by Lloyd Banks' official website and Twitter page on October 5th, 2010. The album cover is similar to his first, but shows changes in wealth and sounding. I think I should. Well, I'm not gonna go over the guest and production, because I want to get to his recent album that I just listened to. So, So let's go to let's go to release and promotion. All right. On Twitter, Lloyd Banks said that he will start promoting the album while traveling to different cities doing shows. In an interview, Banks stated that he would be touring Europe in late 2010 to help promote the album there. Just days later, Lloyd Banks appeared on Chelsea Lately along with The Monique Show to promote the album. The album was made available for pre-order on iTunes on November the 2nd, 2010, along with along with the single Started Up. Lloyd Banks will be releasing a documentary on MTV called The Road to Hunger for More 2. It will premiere the day after his album is released, along with another documentary that will appear on his Ustream.tv channel. Lloyd Banks revisited MTV Rap Fix Live and premiered a couple of tracks. So the singles Beamer, Benz, and Bentley was released on February 9th, 2010, featuring Joel Santana, and has been confirmed as the first single. The remix was released on May 13th, 2010, featuring Ludacris, The Dream, Jadakiss, and Yo Gotti. Any Girl is the second single from the album, and it features R&B singer Lloyd. It was released on June 8th, 2010. The music video was released on August 15th through MTV. Started Up was confirmed as the third single from the album. It was released to iTunes on November the 2nd, 2010. It features Swizz Beatz, Kanye West, Ryan Leslie, and Fabulous. I Don't Deserve You, which is one of my favorite songs, was confirmed as the fourth single from the album by 50 Cent in an interview with MTV News. The single featured R&B singer Jeremiah. It was released as a digital download on November 22nd, 2010, and released to radios on January 6, 2011. So Forgetful is the fifth single from the album, which features R&B singer and producer Ryan Leslie. The music video was released on May 8th, 2010 through MTV. Now, the reception. Right? So the reception, the album debuted at number 26 on the US Billboard chart, 200 chart to be exact, with first week sales of about 49,000 units in the United States. The album was undershipped and much of the retailers were sold out. Lloyd Banks stated himself in an interview he couldn't find his album anywhere, Best Buy, Walmart, etc. EMI undershipped Banks' album. The album also peaked at number 4 on the Canadian albums charts. Okay. So the critical response, Metacritic. So the critical response to Metacritic goes like this. 64 out of 100. All hip hop, 7 out of 10. All music, 4.5 stars. DJ Booth, 4.5 stars. Hip Hop DX, 4.5 stars. Now, 3 stars. Pop Matters, 4 stars. Q, 3 stars. Rolling Stone, 4.5 stars. Spin, 7 out of 10. USA Today, 3 stars. Okay. Under its release, Hunger for More 2 received positive reviews from most music critics. At Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating out of 100 to reviews from mainstream critics, the album received an average score of 64 based on 9 reviews, which indicates generally favorable reviews. Slaver Kupperstein of Hip Hop DX noted a marked improvement over Banks' 2006 effort Rotten Apple, stating that the execution isn't as good the second time around, but Banks has reestablished his sound and made clear that he is still a major force to be reckoned with in the rap game. All music writer Dave Jeffries, despite citing a lack of new ideas as one of the album's weaknesses, was also positive about the album. At 13 tracks, the album feels right size, not overstuffed. And Banks himself is in fine form throughout, delivering stone cold and slow punchlines that are as lethal as ever. When it comes to evolution, there's really none, but even though he's been here before, veteran fans will appreciate his return. Okay, once again, giving the album a rating of 7 out of 10. Ben Detrick of Spin stated that Lloyd Banks' hunger is not born of starvation, but of an insatiation. Okay. Insatiate. Ins- okay, never mind. This, but of an appetite. Let's just go with an appetite. I'm not gonna butcher this too much. So, um, on his first third solo effort, the genius rapper is a connoisseur of cars, women, and guns, spinning tight spider webs of syllables that are often so patterned that they obscure individual strands. But my Ferrari and Park give him a running start. Banks growls on Payback, a sinister track with Mentor 50 Cent and a woozy, almost dubstep bass line. But he loves the ladies almost as much as barking threats. On So Forgetful, an apology to past conquests, Banks muses about wet spots on the mattress and champagne splashes atop producer Ryan Leslie's 8-bit Atari SNES. Steve Jones of USA Today um, all right, was also positive about the album, giving the album um, three out of 4 stars, and citing that the G Unit rapper seeks to rekindle the spark of his critically acclaimed 2004 platinum debut by recalling both the title and the potent street vibe. Banks enlists several like-minded rappers, Pusha T, Styles P, Joel Santana, and Raekwon, who complement his own grittiness. The same goes for R&B stars Akon and Lloyd, as he relies mainly on his signature jaw-breaking punchlines while eschewing a rash of popish hooks. Give me a second. Okay. Um. Okay. Where was I? Where was I? Oh, here we go. Here we go. This, yeah. Banks is well served by his refusal to compromise just for airplay. Um, his hunger should whet his fans' appetites for even more. Okay. All right. Um. So As we take a look at the charts, U.S. Billboard 200, 26, peak position 26. U.S. top rap albums, peak position 4. U.S. top R&B / hip hop albums, peak position 6. U.S. Billboard top independent albums, peak position 2. Okay, now I get to review the album that I just recently listened to on Spotify, which is called "The Course of the Inevitable." Now, I've been waiting to actually review this, so let's get to it. Okay, so check this out. The Course of the Inevitable is the fourth studio album by American rapper Lloyd Banks, released independently on June 4th, 2021 of this year, through Money by Any Means Incorporated. It is his first full-length studio album since Hunger for More 2, and his first to be released since his his departure from G Unit Records in 2018. Okay. Genre is hip hop, East Coast hip hop. Now the background to this album. Here we go. On April 30th, during his 39th birthday, Lloyd Banks released his instrumental teaser for the album, revealing only the acronym for the album title. On May 14th, 2021, a similar teaser was released, this time with a brief spoken word monologue from poet Rashawn Brown, recorded over the same piano backing. A full 3-minute trailer would then be released exactly a week later on May 21st, 2021. Not only having an extended spoken word monologue from Brown over the same piano backing, which would become the instrumental for the album track Sidewalks, but also revealing the album's full title. On May 25th, Banks revealed the cover art and the album's track list on Instagram. 3 days prior to the album's release on June 1st, the track list was then updated with a Freddie Gibbs feature on the song Empathy. Okay. So here's the reception. According to its release, upon the release to be exact, The Course of the Inevitable received generally positive reviews from critics such as beatsperminute.com, which gave the album a rating of 80 out of 100, mentioning, in quote, "If there's one minor criticism one can slide towards the Course of the Inevitable, it's that it's a nearly 70-minute, a lengthy listen, perhaps a tad over long." Hold on. Okay. Yet Banks makes every moment count, and it's only fair that he had plenty to say after his presence. Now, commercial performance. In the United States, The Course of the Inevitable debuted at number 84 on the Billboard 200, selling 2,000 copies in its first week. In the United Kingdom, the album reached number 9 on the R&B albums charts. So the chart performances for the recent album, The Course of the Inevitable, goes like this. UK R&B album peaked at number 9. US Billboard 200 peaked at peak position 84. US top R&B hip hop albums, which is Billboard, peaked at number 45. Now, to actually I want to determine, so I would actually say, let me say before we even go to the next artist, now the Hunger for More, Rotten Apple, and the Hunger for More 2 that I just read, I would say that all three of them are classics. And I also would say that it is considered to be fire. Now, now, certain people who took a look at this would actually give bad reviews on people's albums and stuff. But you know what though? So I would actually say that there's all three of the albums that I just said is basically classics, and it's basically for even the singles that I just mentioned. It's basically lit and a classic. So 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 on to the album that I just reviewed and listened to. Now, The Course of the Inevitable. Now, I can't say it's a classic because it just recently just came out. Now, what I would like to say about this album is the simple fact that, is that he has a different sound. Okay? Every artist go through the they go through growth when it comes to their sounds. You're not gonna have the same sounds all the time. It'd be like saying that if you're having something that's the same, it'll never grow, it'll never evolve. But with this one, I have to say it's not only a fire album, but I also would like to consider this a masterpiece. Reason being is because of the hot instrumental beats that I've listened to. It just got me so hooked that it makes you want to play it in the car and play it on your tablet, your Spotify, wherever you want to play your stuff at. So that's my stance on The Course of the Inevitable recent album that just came out. Fire and a masterpiece. All right. I'm gonna go to the next music artist, which is DMX, who recently passed away. Recently passed away, and yes, I would like to go over the 5 albums that reached number 1. So let's go. We're gonna go to not only his albums, but we're also gonna go over the movies that he did. So let's go to we're gonna go to his music career. Let's see. He had albums. Let me go to. Okay, let's go to the discography. So let's go to the first album. I'm sure many of you may be familiar with his first album. It's Dark and Hell It's Hot. Now, I did discuss this in my other show, Off the Meat Rat Change New York podcast, that he did 5 albums that made it to number 1. But I didn't get a chance to go into deep with the stories behind it. So this is what this show is. A review show to dig deep. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. It's Dark and Hell is Hot is the debut studio album by American rapper DMX. It was released on May 19th, 1998 by Rough Riders and Def Jam. It was supported by 4 singles: Get At Me Dog, Stop Being Greedy, Rough Riders Anthem, and How's It Going Down, which is my favorite tracks of all time. In order of release and their accompanying music videos. Okay. Yeah. So the first video was released February 10th, 1988, which is Get At Me Dog. Stop Being Greedy was released March 7th, 1998. Rough Riders Anthem released May 5th, 1998. How's It Going Down featuring Faith Evans, June 9th, 1998. It primarily include production from Dame Grease. Dame Grease. Oh shit. Um 13 tracks and PK 8 tracks in addition to production from Irv Gotti and Lil Rob 2 tracks. Young Lord 1 track, Ad, and Swiss Beats 1 track. The album is widely considered a classic among hip hop fans and critics, which I will agree with that. So let's go to the critical reception. So the critical reception goes like this. So All Music gave it 4 stars. Entertainment Weekly gave it a C. Los Angeles Times gave it 2 stars, which I don't know why. Music 3 stars. Pitchfork 9.0 out of 10. Q 4 stars. Rolling Stone 3 stars. The Rolling Stone Album Guide 4 stars. The Source 4 out of 5. Spin 6 out of 10. It's Dark and Hell is Hot was met with positive reviews from music critics. All Music commented that unlike so many other hardcore rappers who are more rhetorical than physical, DMX commands an aggressive aura without even speaking a word. Leading hip hop magazine, The Source described the album as a mind-gripping opus that fully encompasses the appeal of one of rap's newest sensations. Commercial performance. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and sold 251 copies in its first week in the United States. The album was certified 5 times multi-platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America on December 18th, 2000. Now, of course, legacy. Yeah, you hear the word legacy a lot, so give me 1 second. Okay, so his legacy, right? So Andrew R. Chow from Time magazine published an article about the album on the day of DMX's passing, April 9th, 2021, saying then 20-year-old Earl Simmons, better known as DMX, released his debut album, It's Hell and Hell is Hot, and everything changed. The album was full of violent nihilism, hair-raising tales of betrayal and revenge, and his emulations of dogs barking and whining. The beats were rugged and skeletal. Rather than being rejected or pigeonholed, the album immediately skyrocketed to the top of the charts, selling 251,000 copies in its first week in the US, as songs like Rough Riders Anthem rang out of every car stereo in New York City and beyond. He also wrote the album was catalyst for American producer Swizz Beatz career and influenced artists later on like American rapper Denzel Curry, who listed it as one of his favorite albums. Nas reminisced in 2013 that was the year DMX took over the world. Okay. In 2015, Pitchfork wrote, the debut album from DMX is the Dante's Inferno of rap. His infamous stage presence, and aggression gave a voice to the voiceless in the streets of New York and overnight changed the course of hip hop. Drake interpolated how it's going down on his 2016 song You With Me. He personally asked DMX for his permission. So, all right, we're gonna go to chart positions. So the chart positions goes like this. Canadian albums Billboard peaked at number 15. UK albums 89. US Billboard 200 number 1. US top R&B hip hop albums Billboard number 1. Belgian albums 185. Year-end charts US Billboard 200 34. US top R&B and hip hop albums Billboard 2. US Billboard 200 33. US top R&B hip hop albums Billboard. Now we go to certifications. Canada, Music Canada, platinum, 100,000 sales. United Kingdom, gold, 100,000 certified unit sales. United States, 4 times platinum, 4,000. Excuse me. 4 million certified unit sales. All right. We're gonna go to another discography. Hold on. We're gonna go to another discography, which also peaked at. We're gonna go to another discography, which also peaked at number 1 as well. And this is Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. All right, here we go. Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood is the second album by American rapper DMX. The album was released on December 22nd, 1998. A little more than 7 months after his debut album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. It entered the charts at number 1 and stayed there for 3 consecutive weeks with over 670,000 units shipped in the first week. The album eventually went 3 times platinum in the US. Okay. Now we got the professional ratings. So here we go. All Music 4 stars. The Daily Vault B. Entertainment Weekly B plus. Robert Christgau Bomb. Rolling Stone 3 stars. The Source favorable. DMX became the second rapper to have 2 albums released in the same calendar year debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200. The latter album was released posthumously under his alias Machiavelli, thus making DMX the first rapper to release 2 number 1 albums by the same name in under a year. Now, I'm not gonna go to the track listing, so you guys probably know about this. So you guys could look up the track listings yourselves. So we go to the weekly charts. So the weekly charts goes like this. All right. So chart performance for Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Canadian album, Billboard, peak position 42. German albums, I'm not going to pronounce that. Peak position 61. UK albums 119. US Billboard 200. 1. US top R&B and hip hop albums, Billboard number 1. US Billboard 200, 21. US top R&B and hip hop albums, Billboard 2. Certifications, Canada, Music Canada, Gold, 50,000 units. Yes, 50 certified. Okay, 50,000 to be exact. Certified unit sales. United Kingdom, certification Gold. Certified unit sales 100,000. United States 3 times platinum. 3 million certified unit sales. Okay. Now we're gonna go to another album that also made number 1. And this one has to do with And Then There Was X. Okay. And Then There Was X is the 3rd album and best-selling album by American rapper DMX. The album was released on December 21st, 1999 by Rough Riders Entertainment and Def Jam Recordings. The album was certified 5 times multi-platinum by the RIAA on February 7, 2001. The album was nominated for Best Rap Album at the 2001 Grammys. Now, the singles off that album goes like this. What's My Name was released December 28th, 1999. Party Up in Here, released February 20th, 2000. What These Bitches Want, featuring Cisco, released June 6th, 2000. Wow. And also, the professional ratings goes like this. Hold on a second, folks. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. So All Music 4 stars, The Daily Vote B+, Entertainment Weekly A-, Q 4 stars, Rap Reviews 7 out of 10, Rolling Stone 3 stars, The Source 4.5 stars. Now to the singles. The album's first single, What's My Name, was released on December 28th, 1999. It reached number 67 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. The second single, Party Up, was released on February 20th, 2000. Yeah. And became his most successful single of his career, peaking at number 27 on the Hot 100. Interesting. The third single, What These Bitches Want, featuring Cisco, was released on June 6, 2000, which peaked at number 49. Now, commercial performance. Important thing of this review. The album sold 698,000 copies in its first week and went on to be certified 5 times platinum, making it DMX's first best-selling album to date. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, making it his third album in a row to debut at the top. Now the weekly charts. Okay, Dutch Adams, peak position 64, Canadian albums, Billboard 6, German album 46, UK albums 108, US Billboard 200 number 1, US top R&B / hip hop albums, Billboard number 1. Year end charts, US Billboard 200 position 10, US top R&B and hip hop albums, Billboard number 3. Now we go to the certifications. Most important thing of this show to review: Canada, platinum, certified units and sales 100,000. United Kingdom, certification silver, certified units and sales 60,000. United States, 5 times platinum, 5 million certified unit sales. All right. I'm gonna go to another album that also made number 1. Let's go to another album that also made number 1. We're going to go to the Great Depression. All right. Here we go. The Great Depression is the 4th studio album by American rapper DMX, released on October 23rd, 2001 by Rough Riders Entertainment and Def Jam Recordings. It was DMX's 4th consecutive album to debut at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 chart, with 440,000 copies sold within the first week of release. It became certified platinum in December of that same year. The album demonstrated his continually strong allegiance with the Rough Riders with singles such as Who We Be and We Right Here, which is also two of my favorite singles, by the way. Okay. So here are the singles from the Great Depression that got released. We Right Here was released August 14th, 2001. Who We Be, the second single, released September 25th, 2001. I Miss You, featuring Faith Evans, released January 15th, 2002. Another key important thing is professional ratings, which is also part of the review that's going down now. So, Metacritic gives it 62 out of 100. All Music gives it 3.5 stars. Entertainment Weekly gives it a B minus. Los Angeles Times gives it 3 stars. NME gives it 5 out of 10. Pop Matters gives it 4 stars. Q gives it 3 stars. Rap Reviews gives it 6.5 out of 10. Rolling Stone, 3.5 stars. Spin, 6 out of 10. USA Today, 4.5 stars. And now to the commercial performance. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with first week sales of 440,000 copies in the United States. Excuse me. Give me a second. All right. All right, we go to the charts. I did that one already. Did that one? Yeah. Yeah, let's do the charts. Australian albums, position peak, number 99. Canadian albums, 1. Dutch albums, 25. German albums, 10. Irish albums, 26. New Zealand albums, 38. Swiss albums, 60. UK albums, 20. US Billboard 200, 1. US top R&B and hip hop albums, Billboard, 1. US Billboard 200 year end charts position is 109. US top R&B and hip hop albums position 60. US Billboard 200 position is 86. US top R&B and hip hop albums 39. And certifications Canada platinum, certified unit sales 100,000. United Kingdom gold, certified units / sales 100,000. United States platinum, certified units and sales 1 million. And another album that I would like to go over that also went number 1, and it has to do with Grand Champ. Okay. So here we go. So Grand Champ is the 5th album released by an American rapper, DMX. It was released on September 16th, 2003 by Rough Riders Entertainment and Def Jam Recordings, and served as his final release as via Def Jam. The album was produced by multiple producers, including Swizz Beatz, Dame Grease, we can't believe that's his name, Kanye West, and No ID. It featured guest appearances from 50 Cent, Cameron, Eve, Styles P, Monica, and Jadakiss, among others. So the singles from Grand Champ. So, Where the Hood At, released August 5th, 2003. Get It on the Floor, released December 30th, 2003. Metacritic, 58 out of 100. All Music, 4.5 stars. Blender, 3 stars. E Online, C plus. Entertainment Weekly, C minus. Play Louder, 2 stars. Pop Matters, 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. Rap Reviews, 7 out of 10. Rolling Stone, 3 stars. Vibe, 4.5 stars. USA Today, 3 stars. Grand Champ was supported by 2 singles, Where the Hood At and Get It on the Floor. Despite receiving generally mixed reviews from music critics, the album was a commercial success. It debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 chart, selling 312,000 copies in its first week. Now to the singles. The album was supported by 2 singles. The first single, Where the Hood At, was released on August 5th, 2003. The single peaked at number 68 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and number 24 on the US Hot R&B / hip hop song charts, respectfully. The single also peaked at number 16 on the UK singles chart, becoming his second top 20 song on that chart. The second single, Get It on the Floor, was released on December 30th, 2003. The song was produced by and featured a guest appearance by Swizz Beatz. The single failed to chart on the Billboard Hot 100, but managed to peak at number 57 on the US Hot R&B and hip hop songs and number 34 on the UK single chart, becoming his 5th UK top 40. Other songs on the mainstream version of the album, X Gonna Give It to You was added as a bonus track. The single was originally released on December 10th, 2002, which is also another favorite song of mine from the Cradle to the Grave movie. It was served as the theme song for the 2003 Cradle to the Grave, which I sing, by the way, which DMX also starred in. The song peaked at number 60 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and number 23 on the US Hot R&B and hip hop songs charts, respectively. The song also peaked at number 6 on the UK singles chart, becoming his only UK top 10 hit. Now to the critical reception. Grand Champ was received generally mixed reviews from music critics. At Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating out of 100 to reviews from professional publications. The album received an average score of 58 based on 12 reviews. Jason Birchminer um, of All Music praised DMX's effort, stating that it's a well-crafted and thought-out album, but feels like a sequel, and as such, it serves its purpose to satisfy fans and move units. But Meyer also stated that it was not quite the big comeback DMX needed at this point in his quiet, sagging rap career. In addition, he stated that longtime fans may decide to drop off at about this point if they hadn't already, while those content with the usual or new to DMX should find plenty to savor on Grand Champ. Birchmeier ultimately gave the album a 3.5 star rating out of 5. And now to the commercial performance. Grand Champ debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 chart, selling 312,000 copies in its first week, according to Nielsen SoundScan. This became DMX's 5th US number 1 debut on the chart. In its second week, the album dropped to number 7 on the chart, selling an additional 150,000 copies. On November 7th, 2003, the album was certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America for shipments of over 1 million copies in the United States. Okay, I'm not gonna go over track listings, so you guys probably know by now, and y'all can just look it up for yourselves. We're gonna go to charts. Okay, Australian albums, peak position 32. Austrian albums 20. Belgian albums 38. Canadian albums 2. Dutch albums 28. French albums 16. German albums 6. New Zealand albums 7. Swedish albums 42. Swiss albums 10. UK albums 6. US Billboard 200 and US top R&B / hip hop albums both peaked at number 1. Year-end charts, Swiss albums 96. UK albums 172. US Billboard 200 76. US top R&B and hip hop albums Billboard 39. US top R&B / hip hop albums Billboard position 97. Canada platinum certified units in sales 100,000. United Kingdom gold 187,401 certified units in sales. United States platinum 1,000 certified units in sales. Okay. Now, we're going to go to the movies that he did. Now, I did peek out, let me see. Let's go to his filmography. So, first one is going to be Belly. Now, hold on. Before I review Belly, let me just say about the 5 albums that went number 1, right? Now, It's it's dark and hell is hot. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. And then there is X, the Great Depression, and Grand Champ. Um, all five of them that went number one. I would like to say that they're all classics. I like to say that they are fire albums, of course, with the singles, of course, which actually helps the mood. And I also like to say that they are all, you know, masterpieces. And of course, there's gonna be some people that's gonna enjoy them, and I'm pretty sure I myself have enjoyed them. So I'm gonna give it an applause for this one right here. Now hold on. Before I do that, before I do that, let me just explain to the new watchers out there who probably don't have an idea of what this show is. Basically, I'm doing like a review show where we talk about the accomplishments of the bodies of work. We talk about, like, the albums. We talk about the movies. We talk about the TV shows. I will get to the movies in a second, but first, I'd like to give a round of applause for five albums of DMX, which is a classic, fire albums with songs, and a masterpiece. So here we go. Give it up for DMX, SIP. All right. All right. So we all know that DMX's first movie was Belly. So let's get into that. Let's get into that. So Belly is a 1998 American crime drama film written and directed by music director Hype Williams. In his film directing debut, um, filmed in New York City, the film stars rapper DMX and Nas along with Tara Hicks, um Method Man, and R&B singer T-Boz. Um Hold that thought, folks. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, I'm back. Had to use the bathroom for a bit. Um, okay, where was I? All right, Belly. Now, um, so in 1999, Queens, New York City, young street criminals Tommy Brown, which is DMX, who he played, and Sincere, along with associates Mark and Black, murder 5 people during a violent nightclub robbery. After celebrating with the gang, Sincere returns home to his girlfriend, Tion, and infant daughter, Kenya. The following morning, Tommy asks Sincere to help him sell a new form of heroin. Sincere, who has begun having second thoughts about his life of crime, reluctantly agrees. Tommy then visits Ox, a wealthy Jamaican drug lord, who agrees to obtain the heroin on the condition that Tommy repays him with a favor at a later date. Listen, this is not spoilers, man. This is a review. This is not a spoiler movie thing that I'm doing. This is a review of what DMX did as an actor. So this is what this is. Um okay. In Mark's grandfather's basement, the gang convenes to discuss the nascent drug operation. One of Tommy's associates, knowledge, Oliver Power Grant, will be involved in the operation. Um, knowledge tells. Listen, I'm not gonna read all this, man. I ain't gonna read all of this though, man. So, let me go to the reception. Um, so just bear with me. I'm not gonna read all this. So, the reception goes like this. The film was poorly received by critics, scoring a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes, although it was generally praised for its highly stylized noir-like visual design and cinematography. It was criticized for what was seen as a weak plot. Since then, the film has developed a cult following. Clayton Parton of the AV Club described Belly as a far from a perfect film, but it radiates talent both from Williams and the musicians he captured at their commercial and artistic peak. um, Chris Davenport of Complex doubled down on the film's legacy and influence, writing that Williams blazed a trail in black cinema that some filmmakers are only just now starting to understand and build upon. I don't know if I should go over the soundtrack. Okay, so the soundtrack that was released November 3rd, 1988, Def Jam. Um, the US, it was 5 US R&B charts. 2 certification gold. And now we go over to another movie that he did. Another movie that he did is that caught my attention the most, actually. I'm gonna get to Cradle to the Grave in a second, so just bear with me. Um so Exit Wounds. Exit Wounds is a 2001 American action film directed um by by Barkowiak, Mr. Barkowiak, and starring Steven Seagal and DMX. The film is based on the book of the same name by John Westermann. The book takes place on Long Island, while the film is set in Detroit. Steven Seagal plays Oren Boyd, a police detective notorious for pushing the limits of the law in his quest for justice. Okay. Um, it is the second of three films directed by Mr. Barkowiak and produced by Joel Silver that focus on martial arts based action in an urban setting with a hip hop soundtrack and featuring many of the same cast. The film received mixed reviews from critics. It earned $19 million in its opening weekend and went on to gross a worldwide total of $79.9 million. That's $79.9 million. Yes. And then against a budget of $33 million. All right. We're gonna go to the reception. But first let's go to the music part. Let me see. Yeah. Let's go to the music part. So the soundtrack containing hip hop music was released on March 20th, 2001 by Virgin Records. It peaked at number 8 on the Billboard 200 and number 5 on the top R&B and hip hop albums. So the reception. Box office. Exit Wounds debuted at number 1 at the box office, grossing $19 million at North American theaters from Friday through Sunday. Wow. Wait, hold on. Okay. It was considered a surprise hit movie as it grossed over $15 million in America and almost $30 million throughout the rest of the world. It was hailed as Seagal's big comeback. Yes. All right, the critical response. Um, on Rotten Tomatoes, it has an approval rating of 32% based on 65 reviews. The site's critical constant consensus consensus to be exact states it probably goes without saying that Exit Wounds is loaded with plot holes and bad dialogue. On a Metacritic, the film has a score of 39 out of 100 based on 9 reviews, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A minus on an A plus to F scale. Hold on 1 minute as I take this sip. Okay. All right. So, Lawrence Van Gelder of the New York Times gave the film 3 out of 5 and wrote, for those in search of action-filled escapist entertainment who are willing to jettison expectations of credibility into the nearest popcorn tub, Exit Wounds will do to pass time on an inclement day. Entertainment Weekly's Owen Owen Gleiberman wrote, end quote, in its low grade way, the um the blickly brutal cops and drugs thriller is an efficient hot wire entertainment. Gl- okay, Glimmerman singled out Jill Hennessy for praise, saying she takes the minor character of Seagal's precinct commander and invests her in with an intelligence and a flirty, warm panache that sparkles on screen. Todd McCarthy of Variety magazine gave the film a negative review, particularly Seagal's um, performance, saying he makes one wonder how he ever managed to be regarded as anything resembling a movie star. McCarthy complained that the action scenes were routine and unimaginative, lacking the flair director um, Bart Kowiak has shown in Romeo Must Die, which I'm not going to go over, by the way. McCarthy was also critical of unconvincing use of easily recognizable Toronto locations as a stand-in for Detroit. Jonathan Foreman of the New York Post suggests that Barkowiak was trying to make a John Woo movie, but simply did not have the skills. Foreman called the screenplay embarrassing, clunky, and inane. He concludes, in quote, "It's hard to know which is more offensive, exit wounds, ineptitude, or its disgusting, cynical brutality. But the people responsible for it are crass and shameless." Oh, jeez. Okay. Now I do have one movie I want to actually go over actually. So let's just go to. Hold on a minute. What did I do? Okay. I did want to go over something actually. So if I want, let me see. Hold on, folks. I'm trying to figure something out here. Okay. So with DMX is oh, here we go. Another movie I wanted to go over is which is another favorite movie that I like the most is what is it? Cradle to the Grave. Here we go. So, Cradle to the Grave is a 2003 American action film directed by Mr. Barkowiak and starring Jet Li and DMX. The film was released in the United States on February 28, 2003. And no, I'm not going to actually get into plot. I'm pretty sure you guys probably know by now. So I'm going to go to the reception. The movie received mixed reviews on the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes. The film holds a 26% approval rating from critics based on 123 reviews. The website's consensus reads, in quote, "dumb and by the numbers, but serviceable." Metacritic gives the film a rating of 36 out of 100 based on 26 reviews. Go to the box office. The film debuted at number one at the North American box office, grossing $15,521,468 dollars in its opening weekend. However, this accounted for a hefty 47.6% of its total 34 million $712,347 gross. Okay. However, this accounted for a hefty let me see. No. The film's worldwide gross stands at 56,489,558 making the film a modest success. The soundtrack was released on February 18, 2003, and under Def Jam. And this peaked in the US number 6, US and R&B charts number 3, RIAA Gold, MC Gold. Okay. Now that we talked about 3D Mix's favorite movies that I like, I would like to say that Belly, Exit Wounds, and Cradle to the Grave. Now, yes, I will say they are classics. I would say I would say they're lit, but I don't know if I would consider them a masterpiece. As I was reading, there was some there was for some people there was like some issues with the plot with the plot stories and stuff. Like it's not, this, how some movies um don't seem to have, like, um don't have any good ideas in the tank. Well, that's pretty much how certain people felt. But for me, as long as you stick to, as long as if you're creating a movie, right, and the storyline is basically, believable, whether it's believable or not, of course people going to see it. I mean, of course you can't please everybody, but I know for a fact that, when it comes to directors, and some actually did their best. So, um, for Belly, Cradle to the Grave, and the other movie I just reviewed is Exit Wounds. So I would say they're a classic. I would say they are that's basically lit. And the reason being is because of how the story is being told. So now that I got that out the way, let's go over to some throwback TV shows that's also my favorite too. Okay, let's do Family Matters, which I didn't know it was a spinoff to Perfect Strangers, by the way, when it came out. I did not know that until I watched it. That's wild right there, man. So let's get into this, shall we? So, Family Matters is an American television sitcom that originated on ABC from September 22nd, 1989 to May 9th, 1997. Before moving to CBS from September 19, 1997 to July of the 17th, 1998, a spin-off of Perfect Strangers, the series revolves around the Winslow family, a middle-class African-American family living in Chicago, Illinois. Midway through this first season, the show introduced the Winslow's nerdy neighbor, Steve Urkel, Jaleel White, who was originally scripted to appear as a one-time character. However, he quickly became the show's breakout character and eventually the main character, joining the main cast. Okay. I'm not gonna go to okay. So having run for 9 seasons, Family Matters became the second longest running live action U.S. sitcom with a predominantly African American cast behind only Jefferson's 11 seasons. Having aired 215 episodes, Family Matters is ranked third behind only Tyler Perry's House of Pain, 254. The Jeffersons, 253 episodes. Family Matters was the last live action scripted primetime show that debuted in the 1980s to leave the air and outlasted all the primetime network debuts of the 1980s, with the exception of The Simpsons, which I will go over in the future episode, not today. So we learned about the history behind it. So the series was a spin-off from the ABC sitcom Perfect Strangers. Both shows aired Friday nights on ABC's primetime slot called TGIF, which is Thank God It's Friday. Joe Marie Payton played Harriet Winslow, the elevator operator at a newspaper where Larry Appleton and Bulky Baltocomonis also worked. Reginald Vell Johnson would make cameos on the show as Harriet's husband, Carl Winslow, a Chicago police officer. ABC and the producers loved the character Harriet for her great moral and quick-witted humor, and decided to create a show that would focus on her and her family, husband Carl, son Eddie, elder daughter Laura, and younger daughter Judy, who appeared until the character was written out in season 5. Wow. In the plot episode, The Mama Who Came to Dinner, the family had also opened their home to Carl's streetwise mother, Estelle Rosetta Lenore, usually known as Mother Winslow. Prior to the start of the series, Harriet's sister, Rachel Crawford, and her infant son, Richie, had moved into the Winslow's household after the death of Rachel's husband. The Winslows' nerdy teenage next-door neighbor, Steve Urkel, Jaleel White, was introduced midway through the first season in the episode Laura's First Date, and quickly became the focus of the show. The popular sitcom was a mainstay of ABC's TGIF lineup from 1989 until 1997, at which point it became part of the CBS Block Party lineup for its final season. Family Matters was produced by Bickley Warren Productions, 1981 to 1988, and Miller Boyer Productions in association with Lorimar Television, 1989 to 1993, and later Warner Brothers Television, 1993 to 1998. As the show progressed, episodes became to center increasingly on Steve Urkel and other original characters, also played by White, including Steve's suave alter ego Stefan Urkel and his female cousin Myrtle Urkel. Oh boy. Oh Lord. Yeah, I never really liked the Myrtle Urkel character, to be honest with you, man. I don't know why that was included, but I digress on that one. Anyway, so the neck would change. In early 1997, CBS picked up Family Matters and Step by Step in a $40 million deal to acquire the rights to the programs from ABC ABC then promised to pay Miller Boyer Productions $1.5 million per episode for a ninth and 10th season of Family Matters. However, tensions had risen between Miller Boyer Productions and ABC corporate parent, the Walt Disney Company, which had bought the network in 1995 as part of its merger with ABC's then parent, Capital Cities / ABC Incorporated. Miller Boyer thought that it would not be a big player on ABC after the network's recent purchase by Disney. In turn, Miller Boyer Productions agreed to a $40 million offer from CBS for a 22 episode season for both Family Matters and Step by Step and Migo. CBS scheduled Family Matters along with Migo and Step by Step as a part of its new Friday lineup, branded as the CBS Block Party, and scheduled the family-oriented block against ABC's TGIF lineup, where the two series originated. Although Jo Marie Payton was reluctant to continue and wanted to leave, feeling the show had jumped the shark years prior and her contract had just expired, she agreed to stay for the first half of the season to keep continuality, and partway through, her part was recast by Judy Ann Elder. Oh wow. I did not know that, man. Hold on, folks. All right, we're gonna get through this episode too, so just bear with me, folks. All right. Family Matters, while it continued to lose viewership compared to previous years, was initially a modest success on CBS, beating the show that replaced it, You Wish. Migo, however, was a ratings failure and was canceled after 6 weeks. Near the end of the ninth season, the cast was informed that a 10th and final season was planned, so scripts and plot synopses were written for the show. After the holiday specials season, CBS replaced Migo with Kids Say the Darndest Things. And with that show's child-centered focus, it was placed in Family Matters, a 8 p.m. 7 Central time slot, with Family Matters pushed an hour later and paired with Step by Step. The ratings for Family Matters fell even further in this latest slot, and the entire block, except for Kids Say, was canceled in spring 1988, with the remaining episodes burned off in the summer. Okay. Okay, let's go to the popular. Oh boy. This is something I never really knew about. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about this whole. All right. So home media, Warner Home Video has released the first 4 seasons of Family Matters on DVD in Region 1, while the remaining 5 seasons were released by the Warner Archive Collection. On February 4th, 2014, Warner Home Video released season 4 on DVD, but consumers complained when it was found that the season 4 set contained syndication edits rather than. Hold on, I'm recording. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. Where did I leave off? Oh, but consumers complained when it was found that season 4 set contained syndication edits rather than the original broadcast masters. Warner Brothers responded to the complaints, offered a replacement program to receive corrected discs, and reissuing the set with corrected corrected broadcast copies on April 4th, 2014. All episodes are the original broadcast form, except for the episode number 1 with a bullet. Disc 1, episode 6. The entire series is also available for digital download on Amazon.com and the iTunes Store. All but season 6 remastered in both SD and HD. So, the DVD name, first season, episode 22, June 8th, 2010. Complete second season, 25 episodes, February 14th, 2012. Complete third season, 25 episodes, February 12th, 2013. The complete fourth season, 24 episodes, February 4th, 2014. The complete fifth season, 24 episodes, February 16th, 2016. The complete sixth season, 25 episodes, April 12th, 2016. The complete seventh season, 24, July 26th, 2016. The complete eighth season, 24 episodes, September 20th, 2016. The complete ninth season, 22 episodes, November 8th, 2016. And we go to the awards, nominations, and receptions. And once again, I do apologize for my mother, who you just heard. This was not what I expected. So don't worry about that. As long as you can hear me, that's what really matters. So don't worry about that. I'm trying very hard not to have my mother being featured in this. So you could just hang on for that. All right. So we go to awards, nominations, and other reception. So, let's see. 1981 BMI Film and TV won BMI to be exact TV Music Award. And 1992 awards won BMI TV Award Bennett Salve. So Emmy Award nominated Outstanding Individual Achievement in Special Visual Effects, Kelly Sandoval, 1984, 1984, 95, 96, 97. One nominated Jaleel White. 1996 nominated Favorite TV Television Show, Jaleel White. TV Land Awards Favorite Character Who Went Missing, Jamie Foxworth. 1990, 1991, 1992. Nominated Best Actor starring in a television series, Darius McCrary. Won by young actor guest starring in a television series, Randy Jocelyn. Nominated Best Young Actress Supporting or Recurring Role for a TV series, Jamie Foxworth. Nominated Best Young Actress starring in a television series, Kelly Cheyenne Williams. Darius McCrary. Outstanding Young Comedian, Jaleel White. Outstanding Young Comedian in a television series, Kelly Cheyenne Williams. Outstanding Young Comedian in a television series, Darius McCrary. Best Young Actress recurring in a television series. Cherry Johnson, who has a show called Cherry's World Podcast, which is on Spotify and other streaming platforms. So you guys could check that out and check her out in action by listening to the episodes. Anyway, another favorite TV show I like to go over is In the House. Almost done, folks. All right. So, In the House is an American sitcom starring LL Cool J, Debbie Allen, Maya Campbell, which I didn't know she was a crackhead right now. When I saw the picture of her, yo, that shit was like she looked mad different. Oh shit, that shit is funny right there. So DJ Daniels, Alfonso Ribeiro, and Kim Waynes. The series aired for 2 seasons on NBC from April 1985 to 1996, after which it was canceled due to low ratings. Oh shit. UPN quickly picked up In the House, where it aired for an additional 2 seasons. UPN canceled the series in May 1988. The series ran in first into syndication for a 5th and final season from August 3rd to August 11th, 1999. Oh boy. That's crazy, man. I'm not gonna go over the casting, but for those of you who may not know what In the House is, actually, so synopsis goes like this, though. Marion Hill, who's played by Ella Cool J, is a former professional football player. Because of his financial predicament, Marion is forced to rent out most of the rooms in his house to newly divorced single mother Jackie Warren, and her 2 children, Tiffany and Austin. After the second season, the series was retooled, becoming more adult oriented. Jackie and Austin both moved back east, while Tiffany stayed with Marion to finish high school. Joining the cast for the 3rd season was former Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star Alfonso Ribeiro as Dr. Maxwell Max Stanton, and a Living Color cast member Kim Waynes as. Damn, I didn't know she was. I didn't know she was in Living Color. Yeah, she was as Tonya Harris. Both Maxwell and Tonya helped Marion manage the Los Angeles sports clinic he owns. Then Tonya leaves for the WNBA after season 4, and Tiffany leaves after only 2 episodes in season 5. So, okay, so first season started to air in so season 1, episode 6, April 10th, 1985. Last aired May 15th, 1985. Don't worry about the noise out there, folks. I'm still here. Fireworks is going on. It's the 4th of July, obviously. So anyway, season 2, episode 20, September 18th, 1985. Last aired May 13th, 1996 on NBC. Season 3, episode 22, August 26th, 1996. Last aired May 19th, 1997. And season 4, episode 22, August 25th, 1997, April 7th, 1988, UPN. And season 5, episode 6, August 3rd, 1989, August 11th, 1989 was in syndication. I'm not going to go over the ratings and shit, so I'm not even going to go over that. So I do want to go over the awards and nominations. So as you can see, Young Artist Award nominated Best performance by an actor under 10 television. Best performance by a young actress TV comedy series. Okay, Jeffrey Wood, Maya Campbell. Um, Outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series, John Amos. Outstanding lead actor in a comedy series, LL Cool J, who's now in a current show, NCIS Los Angeles. So you can guys check that out too. Outstanding comedy series, um, NAACP Image Awards. Outstanding lead actor in a comedy series, both LL Cool J. 1988, outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series, both Alfonso Ribeiro. Emmy Award nominated outstanding lighting, direction, and electronic for a comedy series, Art Bush for episode Curse of the Hill House. Oh wow! Now I will say this though. I will say about Family Matters and In the House, which is both my favorite TV shows, by the way, and this is why I chose to review them, because what makes them a classic has to do with storyline, and the storyline sometimes has to make sure it makes sense. And I would say it's a classic. It's also fire despite the ridiculous rating system. And I would actually say they are a masterpiece. All right. So with that being said, this has been episode 2 of Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, where we talk about throwbacks. If you like what you heard, all you gotta do is subscribe to my Twitch channel, which is Twitch. You can go to Twitch TV/G Money Stacks 555 Queens, New York. That's G Money Stacks 555 Queens, New York. So that's GMONEYSTACKZ 555 QUEENSNY. All right. Also, you can follow the show page on my Instagram, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast on the gram. You can also follow my other podcast page, which is Off the Meat Rat Chains New York Podcast, along with my primary handle, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. So how to spell it is GMONEYSTACKZ 555 INQUEENSNY. That's G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. All right. Now, if you like to show some love by supporting the show, you can go to my Cash App, which is $ G Money Stacks 555, and it's $ GMONEYSTACKZ 555. Now you don't have to worry about breaking the bank. All you gotta do is do your best on what you can afford. So I would like to say thank you to the current new listeners, new watchers of the Twitch universe. I will be bringing you more of me in every episode, more of my personality, more of everything, more of topics to talk about, to review. So, without further ado, I'm G Money Stacks, and thank you for listening and tuning in and rocking with me. And I will be back on Tuesday, which is Tuesdays at 6 p.m., Sundays at 12 p.m. All right. So you're going to get a dose of me on Tuesdays and Sundays. And my other podcast, by the way, you can also tune in at 6 o'clock on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And on Saturdays at 7 p.m., even though my work schedule has been picking up on Saturdays, so I don't really get home till past 7 o'clock. So it's gonna take me a while. So don't worry. I got you on the recording. So I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you for tuning in, rocking with me. And I'll see you on the next episode on Tuesday. Peace and one love.